Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I am going to be showing you the very many ways of wearing a sports buff. Now this is one that I have five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I wear these in many different ways depending on what I need them to be used for. And you can buy the original buff or they have, like for example this one which I got from Crane, which is just this plain purple one, and I have 4 of these Higgy or Hugar, it's this name here. I just have 4 of these and these are the ones that I've been using, and there's lots of different versions, lots of different brands out there, but they all sort of have the same purpose, and it's basically just a multifunctional circular tube of fabric that you can use in multiple different ways to sort of use as you desire. So I'm going to be showing you a few different ways in which I wear these and the popular ways in which you wear them, just in case you're sort of looking for a new use for your running buff. So let's get straight to it. So the first way that I wear a buff, which I use quite often, is basically just a neckerchief. So it's basically just a scarf that you wear around your neck. You just basically sling the tube over your head and wear it as sort of a scarf, and you can just wear it like this and it just protects your neck from the cold. So I wear this quite often when I am running, and that is style number 1. From here you can go to style number 2, which is a face mask, and it's basically just bringing the tube higher up on your face to sort of cover it. I mean, it's a bit easier for me because I have a hairband, but it shouldn't be too difficult for males to wear it like this as well. But it basically just goes over your nose, so it protects like your mouth and your nose, and gives you sort of more protection on your face. So this is basically a face mask. So that is style number 2. Style number 3 is basically a hood. I sometimes wear this for when I'm cycling. I'm just going to tuck in my plait underneath, but this is a perfect style for if you want a bit more coverage when you're on the bike, and it's very cold out, and it's basically just a hood. So you basically pull up the fabric from the back and basically just pull it up over your head. This is going to totally mess up my hair, but yeah, you basically look a bit like a granny, but it protects your neck at the bottom and also protects like the sides of your face and your ears as well, and I can put the helmet on and it's absolutely fine. So yeah, that is the next style, that is a hood. From here you can also use it as a sun guard, so you could actually pull this down, put a cap on, so obviously you have the cap that protects your face from the front, and then pull the material up over the cap like you would do a normal style for a hood, and basically then you'll have the cap sticking out, but you'll still have like the sun guard on the back of your neck and around the front of your neck and around your ears to protect your ears and neck, back of your neck from the sun. So yeah, that is the next one, that's a sun guard. From where you have the hood you can then make a balaclava, so don't pull the material from under your neck because you want that part. Pull it from a bit lower down on the neck, and you basically want to pull this material upwards to create a sort of balaclava, like so. So you then have the balaclava part here, and it gives you the protection on your nose, and obviously gives you the protection on the back of your neck and your ears and things as well. So that is that style, that's a balaclava. My hair is progressively going to get worse in this because I am messing about with it, pulling the material off my head. But the next style is basically just like an earmuff. So similar style to before, I basically slip the material over my head and then I just pull the material up, and it acts as sort of a headband and an earmuff at the same time, so you keep your ears protected but I also keep the hair out of my face as well. I sort of get flyaways all the time with my hair, and my fringe and things sort of fall down, so this just sort of keeps my hair out of my face but at the same time also protects my ears when it's cold. So yeah, that is a headband slash earmuff. Next style is very similar to the one before, and it's basically just a sweatband. So similar to the style before, but sits a bit like a headband, so it goes on your actual forehead and around the back. Rather than covering your ears, it's just sort of like a traditional headband to keep the sweat off your off your forehead, so it doesn't drip into your eyes. So it's really good for when it's hot. Obviously you don't need it to cover your ears, but it could be good for sun protection, so you could wear it that way as well. That is a sweatband slash headband. Next up is more for the ladies, unless there are any men out there with long hair and want to use it for that, but you can use it as a hair tie. So you literally just use the material to sort of wrap around your hair. I've obviously got a bobble in now, but you can just use it as a normal bobble. And there is the buff in my hair as a headband, and it can be used as like a fashion accessory. So yeah, that is just a very simple one. Next up, very simple again, and a style that some people sort of overlook just because it is so simple and people sometimes don't really think about it. But it's basically just a sweatband for your wrist. So you basically just wrap the material around your wrist. 2 is enough for me, but 3 if you've got particularly small wrists. But you can just use it as a sweatband when it's really hot out, just to wipe the sweat off your forehead so it doesn't go in your eyes. Any excess sweat from your neck. I know I'm quite an excessive sweater, so this does really come in handy, especially for when I'm on, not just for running, but when I'm on things like the turbo. I can just wrap one of these around and use it to wipe off the excess sweat off my hands as well, and use it on my hands. But yeah, if you've got a spare buff that you're not using, if you're maybe using one in your head and you have a spare one, use it as a sweatband. The next style is a do-rag. This is another great one for if you want to protect yourself from the sun. So very simple, you just put the tube part over your head, and then you just basically let this bit at the back just sort of flop down, so that this part protects your head. If you're bald, for instance, and you want that sun protection, then you basically just use that for that. And this just basically hangs down a bit like a rag and can be used for sun protection on the back of your neck. Similarly to the do-rag style, the next one is a Saharian. I think that's the way you pronounce it. It's a similar style to the do-rag, except it allows the material at the back not to be flapping about, if that annoys you. So you want to have your tube inside out. So this is mine inside out here, and you basically want to put your palm on the inside of the tube, put that flat against your head, and then pull the other side of the tube. So you flat this part back and you pull this part of the tube and basically pull it over your head like a cap, and you basically have the cap like that, and then you have this excess material at the back, and it's just so it doesn't flap around as much or sort of flip back over your head. It sort of keeps it secure. And I'll show you from the back, you have the sun protection on the back of your neck as well, so that's a handy one. The next style is a pirate. It's a bit like a cap with just a little bun part at the back, a bit like a a pirate's cap. You basically put your arms through the tube on opposite sides, and you basically pull the material through the tube to sort of create a knot, and you pull this tight so that it creates a knot in the middle, and then if you slide the knot down, it sort of creates this loop on one side, and that is where your head is going to go, and then the other side is basically just the pirate's knot. So you then can slip this on. Oh, slipped off my head twice. And you have your pirate's cap. So it's got this little knot bit at the back, and then the cat bit on the front, which is a bit funky. So yeah, that is the pirate's cap. Last but certainly not least is a cap or a beanie. So again, you want your tube, your buff tube, sports tube, whatever you want to call it, inside out. You want to slip that onto your head inside out, like so. make sure you adjust it to how you want it to be. And then with this excess material, I'm just going to duck down a bit so I can actually show you, but you basically want to twist this material round once so that it creates a sort of twist in it, and then just pull that back over your head, pull the extra bits there, and then you have yourself a cap, beanie, whatever you want to call this sort of style. So that is my final style for you. So that is it. Hair very messy, but that is 12, I think that was 12 ways to wear a sports buff. If you have one handy and you are wanting different ways to wear it, different options for the winter and the summer months. Hopefully some of you found this helpful. If you've discovered a new way to wear a sports buff, give the video a like if you did find it helpful. If you did find a new way to wear your sports buff, let me know in the comments below which way you maybe already wear yours. Let me know if there's any that you are going to try out after seeing this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I put out a new video every Sunday. But that is it for me this week. I hope you all have a great weekend, whenever it is that you are watching this, and I will see you again next week. Bye.